Okay, let's have a quick tour of the paddock then. So here we go, a Peugeot 205 GTI, obviously a Cat 4 car. So they're not eligible for overall honours in this event. It's only cars that were available in 1963, car models that were available in 63, I think, or 62. So therefore, the Riley clearly is eligible, as is Ted's Morris. More minis. Let's look over there, some more Cat 4s and Claire's left-hand drive Escort. That's of course Phil Woods in car 22 in the P1800. He's had a really good season this year. Looking back over here, okay, look, I think we can assume this is a fairly trick Beetle, given the oil cooler sitting there. Looks very vulnerable, doesn't it? Rather beautiful Fulvia, and the Mercedes, which I'm sure changes colour each time he competes, but forgive me if it doesn't, if I got the wrong person. But yes, nice Mark 1 Escort, of course. There we go. And I can't recall whose Amazon that is now. Car 18. No, really not sure. The 911 of Andre and John. Just putting on his rally plates. And of course the 6-cylinder Triumph. Then more beautiful 911s. There we go, very cleanly presented, that one. Look at that, very nice. And Peter Rushforth and Frank Fennell out in the PV. I haven't seen Frank in the PV before. That, of course, is the car we built. Came second in the previous RAC of Dan Willen and Neil Frost. Neil being Amy's other half. Amy's my daughter, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that a 2002 or a 2016? Willie's out with Owen Turner in the navigator seat. Owen, a extraordinarily talented driver, but equally comfortable in the navigator seat. Always expects to be up in the top end of things. Now look at that. Now that's a thoroughly prepared sprite. Obviously clearly knows what he's about in building that car. Kevin Savage and Jane out in the is that an Alfetta? Anyway, Alfa Romeo. And then what have we got there? A Series 3 Beamer, the MGB, Triumph TR, Hillman. Always quite fun to see a Hillman. Always puts you in mind of the oh gosh, which event was that? Tony Cowan, anyway. And Porsche 356, and another Fulvia, another Mark 1 Sport. How nice! That is nice to see. Presumably 1300, I'd guess. And what have we got on this side? Oh yes, lovely, a Fiat Spider. Fiat Abarth. That, I think I know who owns that. Again, Cat 3 perhaps, or Cat 4, so not eligible for overall. I suspect that's Paul Bloxage in his Cat 4 Volkswagen. He's had a very good season, been doing very well with both Ian in the navigator seat, and also his grandson. The Jaguar, I've seen him out a few times. Another 2002, or is it a 2016, don't know. More BMC and the BGT. Oh, we don't see so many 3000s out these days. I think possibly it's the only one I'm familiar with now. It's been a while since the 3000s there used to be 3 or 4 competing each year. And who's that? Pete Johnson and Noel Kelly. Oh, Noel's Amazon, of course. Noel, is he Isle of Man, I think? Yes, he's Isle of Man, is Noel. In fact, look at that, there you go, fairly obvious from the license plate. Mark II RS, possibly the third car I ever had was a Mark II RS. Opel record, isn't that lovely? And the Rover P5. Another nice Amazon. Now that's the German chaps, is it Mark, Philip and Lucas. So we met them first in Iceland, competing there. As we see there we go, Iceland. That's running one of our fuel tanks there because he prepped it for peaking to Paris and therefore needed a decent sized fuel tank. Alpha Sprint, rather beautiful. And down the bottom, another Porsche 940 then. Now I have to say I have a soft spot for the 924s. I think the 924 is a lovely simple car and very easy to keep going, and it's Bernard out with his daughter Carrie, so another father-daughter combination there. Another 356, Paul Crosby and Andy Pullen. Paul normally out in the 911 during the rest of the year, but pulls out the 356 to be eligible for overall honours here. I think that could well be Constance Amazon. He's not, so we have an entire class dedicated to Volvos on this event. Has been a very popular mark, but not Constance. Constance, being a 2 litre, is post-historic Cat 2, and therefore is not included in our class. So he's the only Volvo that's not in the same class as us. RS2 Custom, very nice. From a very famous motor club there. So there we go, let's have a look at that. Kirby Lonsdale Motor Club puts on some fabulous events. And another BGT of Julia and Steve Robertson. And what else we got? Oh, look at that. Doesn't that remind you of the Italian Job? I want to say the police cars in the Italian Job. The real Italian Job, none of this rubbish that doesn't have Michael Caine in it. So the proper film. Another very pretty 911. Now whose is this? Peter? Is this Peter's PV544, I think? No, maybe not. Maybe not. I'm not sure whose 544 that one is. And our wonderful cameraman there. There we go. A good greeting there. There you go. This is what we like to see, is cheerful people. Well, I think that's it. There we go, some of the organisers' vehicles, and then up the top here is, it looks much calmer on the Sweet Crew front. They all look as though they're taking it slightly easier now. The rush of last minute problems has been and gone from the look of it, and they're obviously around somewhere, but not the usual gathering of cars up on axle stands and so on being fettled, having got off the trailer. And of course Gareth's car, there we go. That is our steed for the week. Gareth and I competing in car number 33, and that's it. I think that's pretty much the entire paddock. We've just circled from Peugeot all around to the Porsches, the Triumph. Not many Triumphs, are there? The Soul Austin Healey from the look of it, and the Sweet Crew. There we go. Hope you like that quick tour. It's the paddock of the RAC Rally of the Tests 2021. It is 4:30. No, it's not. It's 4 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. In 1 hour's time, I'll pick up the instructions for this evening's section, and at 6 o'clock we depart the start line to start our 2021 RAC Rally of the Tests. So night section tonight, we'll get back to this hotel and then start again tomorrow sometime around about 8 o'clock, depending on how well we do tonight.